there's nothing that still to this day gives me more life than making YouTube videos and traveling.
People would love to do what you do. How do you actually fund travel in the early days before actual deals roll in?
I had a business, and as soon as I figured out how to run that business remotely, I left the country. But something I've learned is that it's not about the money you're saving, it's about the money you're missing out on.
You posted a video flying in a $20,000 first class suite, showering on the plane, eating caviar. How do you hack the system to travel business class?
You'll see deals where it's like 80,000 points to fly from New York to Australia, and just knowing how to find those deals.
You famously decided to swim across Asia to Europe in Istanbul.
I did not know how to properly swim. And on race day, it was pouring rain. I start freaking out because like 20 minutes in, I look back, I'm like, haven't gone far at all.
What did you do when you were panicking?
You want to know the truth?
Welcome to That One Time with Adam Metwally, the podcast bridging the gap between health, hustle, and happiness. Today, I'm with Brett Conti. Brett is a YouTuber, entrepreneur, and professional traveler who has built a following of over 1.5 million people by documenting his life around the globe. He's the founder of Beleaf, an organic wellness tea brand that he built while traveling full time. From swimming across continents and hacking the credit card point system to flying the world's most expensive airline seats for free, he has cracked the code on modern travel. Today, we're digging into the craziest stories that he's never told, the lawsuit that almost destroyed his business, and the exact strategy he uses to fly business class without paying a dime. Brett, what is up, my friend?
What's up, Adam? It's so awesome to be back here. Thank you
for coming on, man.
Yeah, it's cool because last time I came on, we had mutual friends and like acquaintances, but I feel like since then we've become like actual good friends and now hang out all the time. So I feel like the conversation will flow even better.
I love it. I can't wait. Let's do it, bro. So you travel for a living, which is the dream for 99% of people, but I want to know the nightmare side first. What is the single craziest or most dangerous experience you've had while traveling?
Ooh. You know, nothing that's been like life or death, to be honest. Like, I feel like as a traveler, you get good enough where you know where to keep yourself safe. But the first thing that comes to mind where I actually look back and I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that was in 2020, me and two of my best friends did this thing called the Hajjang Loop. And now like you pretty much have to do it with a guide, but we did it alone. And you're riding on the border of Vietnam and China for 5 days. And sometimes you're on the edge of cliffs where you only have about 1.5 feet on the side of a cliff with no guardrail. If you fall, that's it. So doing that, looking back as someone who doesn't really know how to ride dirt bikes and motorbikes, probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm glad I have the footage and can live to tell the story.
That's crazy. That's What was the craziest moment in that moment? In that experience? In that experience,
I think for one, just like some of the parts of the rides were just a little too risky for a beginner. Because now I'm a lot better, but back then, 5-6 years ago, I was not good at like dirt bikes and stuff. So that was really sketchy, but it was also probably my favorite trip I ever did. And I guess that's just how it works.
What about it made it your favorite trip?
The Vietnamese people are the coolest, kindest, most welcoming people, where it was a 5-day trip and we would stay in these like homestays where a lot of them were just built by these families. Like we stayed in a tree house that was built by this guy's grandfather. The kid was about our age and he ended up inviting us to go have dinner with his family. And we're just taking rice wine shots. And he told us a good Vietnamese principle or a rule. He said, no drunk, no go home. So we had to drink one by one with everyone at the dinner table. And actually it wasn't a dinner table. We were eating on the floor. That's how they do it out there. But yeah, I had to take about 22 shots of rice wine with all these Vietnamese people. Best night of my life.
Were you lit?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Couldn't be rude though. As a traveler, I always say yes to everything like that.
Yeah. It's a good way to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You famously decided to swim across Asia to Europe in Istanbul. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about this.
Okay. That was probably the scariest thing I've actually ever done.
Oh, really?
I think so. Like if you're a great swimmer, like if you swam in college or something like that, you could do this swim, of course. But I didn't know what freestyle swimming was. I thought that meant you just swim how you want, like freely. I didn't know that freestyle was this actual technical swim. That's how, like, I'm a New Yorker. Like, I'm not going to go out to like Coney Island and go learn how to swim out there. I don't know. But anyway, I did not know how to properly swim. But I've just been getting into this phase in my life in my early 30s of just learning how to do stuff that scares me and that I never learned as a kid. So after getting into running, I was like, what's the next feat? And I heard about this when I was in Turkey last year, where they're like, oh yeah, this is the only place in the world that you can swim across continents. And that just like lit up in my mind. I was like, that'd be the coolest.
The thumbnail now.
In a way, yeah. Well, I was like, I need to add that to my life resume. Like that just sounds so badass. So I signed up, paid like $700 to the entry fee. And that was it. I was like, now I have 5 months to learn how to swim. I was horrible at first. First day of training, I was like, what excuse can I come up with to get out of this? That's how I think that's how all of our brains works. It's just that fight or flight mentality. But luckily, this isn't my first rodeo. So I knew that. So I could control that thought in my mind. I was like, I know this is normal. I'm going to go home. I'm going to study. I'm going to get better day by day, just 1% every day. And by 5 months from now, I'm going to be able to do this swim. And that's exactly what happened. I went home, learned more about freestyling. I hired a coach, hired instructors, and just every day just worked on getting a little bit better to eventually I went out there.
How far was it?
It was 5 miles, like 8 kilometers.
How long did it take you?
Like 3 hours.
Oh, shit.
No stopping.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, it was, the best thing that happened to me was I had my first ever panic attack while training.
Oh.
And
I'm glad it wasn't in the ocean.
So that's kind of what happened. So it happened when I was with a trainer, and she told me like, this is actually good that this happened, because if it happens on race day, you'll at least know what to do. And on race day, it was pouring rain for the first half hour. So I start freaking out because like 20 minutes in, I look back, I'm like, dang, I haven't gone far at all. You can't see the finish line for miles. I have like 3 bridges to like go through first. So I started panicking, and I literally just had to like reflect on that time that it happened before and knew that I can get through this.
What did you do when you were panicking?
You want to know the truth? You ever seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
There's like a scene where Dory is like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So I would just say that in my head on repeat, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And eventually I made it to the finish line 3 hours later.
I guess that's the concept.
Yeah, exactly. that it worked. So shout out to Dory. That's the honest truth. Like, it's pretty so lame, much. But it actually worked.
I love it so much. I mean, so travel isn't glamorous all the time, right?
No.
What's one of the funniest or most embarrassing things that's happened to you abroad?
It's hard for me to like get embarrassed. I've definitely done stupid things where I'm like, next time I'm not going to do that. I try not to do too much research when I go to a place because I want to like be able to see it for myself. But there is like proper etiquette, or even like Japan. There's so many things that you should probably know before going there. Like when I was 22, graduated college, I went to Japan by myself. And I'll never forget this because it was so mind blowing to me. I was starving because I just got off of like the train from the airport, and I'm like picked up some fast food and I'm walking and eating. And a local Japanese person came up to me and like was telling me to stop, how you don't walk and eat, like you enjoy your food. And that to me was just like, wow, I feel rude that I should know these little things that you shouldn't do in different countries' cultures. So from there, I started learning at least just like, what are the respectful things to do in a country, rather than just looking at like the best things to do. Yeah. So for me, it's always about like proper etiquette and showing respect, because this is their land. So this is their culture. I don't want to disrespect them. And that's my biggest fear to do when I'm going to a new country.
Yeah. What's been the most interesting or strange cultural norm that you've come across in your travels?
So many are popping up right now, but yeah, like getting home from the Amazon just 2 days ago, and I got to hang out with the local Amazonian tribe, and they told me how it's like a special treat when you eat this beetle that's alive, It looks kind of like a mix between a finger and a flaccid penis. It just moves around with a little
Depends
head.
on the angle.
Yeah, exactly. And they told me to bite its head to kill it, and then you put the rest of it in your mouth and just eat it.
Oh, so you spit out the head and then you eat the
No,
rest.
you eat the head, but you do that first to kill it. So you bite the head, it crunches, and then you throw the rest in your mouth, and then you bite, and it's like juice explodes.
What does it taste like?
All right, so I ate it grilled first, so already dead, and that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. It was like butter popcorn almost on a grill. Like, it was not bad. The live one I don't want to do again. That one was crunchy on the outside, juicy on the inside, hard to swallow. Like it took me like probably a minute to chew it down. So
what's it taste like?
Honestly, that one tasted exactly how you think it would taste. Like, imagine eating a beetle or a cockroach, and like it tastes like how you would think. Not very good. No disrespect to the people who love it. For me, it wasn't my favorite meal, but I'm glad I did it once.
Okay, I don't have a big Amazonian tribe audience on the podcast, so you don't have to worry about it.
Disrespected. Good.
Oh, travel has a lot of scams. You know, traveling, there's a lot of scams, and the scams are everywhere. So have you ever been properly hustled or robbed? And how did that happen?
Ooh, yeah. In my earlier days, now you know how to sniff them out. You can almost read people better too as you get older. So I remember being 23 in Thailand, and like tuk-tuk driver, when we were trying to go to the Grand Palace, was like, oh, you actually can't go in at this time. Like, they're actually closed, or like was making up some excuse of like why we couldn't go in. He's like, oh, and you also like need pants and all this, even though they have like almost like a dress that you could put around your shorts to still be respectful, and made up this whole thing. And then we ended up getting in the tuk-tuk with him, and he drove us around. We ended up like buying stuff, and then we found out that it was actually open the whole time and you could go. So there's like little things like that to look out for, and not saying that there's just bad people everywhere that will try and scam you, and they see a Western tourist, they see dollar signs. So you learn how to read that. But the one place that stands out the most, where I was almost confused how nice they were, everywhere in the Middle East, but then the Philippines. The Philippines, they see a traveler and they just want you to have an incredible experience in their country, that they'll go so far out of their way to help you to have a great time here. So yeah.
Was it a local Thai? Was he actually a Thai guy, or was he? Yeah, he was a local.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he was a bad person, but he just was like, oh, I can trick these guys and make an extra $15-20.
Yeah. Well, I got scammed in Paris, but they're not Parisians. They're like they're foreigners.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I was a bit of an idiot. I played a ball and cup game.
That'll do it.
Yeah, but then I was like,
did they just like move the cup and not have you get it right?
I looked it up. I looked it up afterwards because I was so confused. I didn't realize that there's like 5 or 6 of them.
And they work together.
They all work together.
Yeah.
And I think they're like either gypsies or just like out of like foreigners that just do this and prey on tourists. I think Paris is really bad for that.
Yeah.
And basically the whole game is they have the ball and cup. And they're like, look, wow, and bet $20. And if you get it right, you get the money. And there's like people playing, but they're fake. And then the guy's playing and it's all fake. And then there's someone that's like standing there watching. And then someone like a tourist walks by, the person standing there watching then is like, engages the tourist and be like, oh, this is interesting. Look at this. And then the tourist is like, oh, that's weird. And then they look and they watch and the guy's playing and the money's exchanging back and forth. And then the tourist put some money in, which I think I put like $50 in or 50 euros or something. I don't know. I think that was the price at the time. I was like 23 as well. And then they do it and you pick the cup and it's not under there, even though you know it's under there. And what they do is they push the ball up the cup on the flip over, or at some point they do it quickly. I don't know exactly how, maybe either like sleight of hand or a quick distraction. And then they open up the cup and it's not there. And then the same people that are just watching are then ushering you away. Be like, bad luck. That's a shame. You know what I mean? And it's like this whole elaborate game. And then they take the money and then they'll move.
Okay.
That's the whole game. So I was like, what the fuck just happened? Got really confused, left, thought about it, and then went back the next day and watched.
And you saw how it was
done.
And
I saw the whole process and I was like, ah. And then I started talking shit. And then in the process of talking shit, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this because I might get beaten up. And I was a lot more passive than I am now. I'd be like, come on, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
But back then I was a bit more passive. Now I would like give them hell.
Yeah.
But
geez, yeah, it's funny how sometimes a lot of those experiences actually happen in the Western countries of Europe or even in America. Like the only time I've ever had anything stolen, like my camera gear, was ironically in America.
Yeah, my camera got stolen at Coachella.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's interesting growing up. I know you grew up in Australia, but growing up in America, you get this perception that like the Middle East or Asia is such a dangerous place, but it is multiple times safer than America.
Yeah. Well, I think there's also, we're probably lulled into a bit of a false sense of security here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a bit more on guard when you're outside of the country. So people prey on that innate trust between one another that I think is pretty high in the Western world. Mm-hmm. It used to be, it's starting to really deteriorate, but that would be my guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good point.
Yeah. What's the most alien or shocking location you've traveled to where you felt like you're on a different planet?
City-wise, the first one that comes to mind that everyone needs to go to is Japan. Japan, even though it is like a popular tourist destination, it is one of the most incredible. And as soon as you get off the plane, you're like, how is this planet Earth? Everything operates so differently. The people act so differently. The food is incredible. China's also in a similar way, just like that, where you're like, how the fuck is this planet Earth? Like you teleported to a different universe. Then I would say also going to Africa, like Tanzania, and spending time in the Serengeti was one of the most special trips of my life, and getting to just see how animals there operate in their natural habitat was like the most awe-inspiring trip of my life.
Really? What do you mean?
Getting to see a pride of lions with the baby cubs hunt a wildebeest. So yeah, it's pretty gruesome, and you get to see some, a lot of blood. But it was still so like, I had like the chills that whole trip, to see like, this mother lion, like hunt a wildebeest, drag it into the shade, and then seeing like 7 little cubs feasting on it. So like, just to see that, it's indescribable, and you have to see it for yourself. It's like watching the real life Lion King, It's crazy.
Yeah. What about it was so fascinating?
So it's like you go to a zoo and they're in a cage and it's our world. You go to the Serengeti, you're in a cage, which is a Jeep in this case, and it's their world. Like you are so vulnerable. You get out of the cage, like you're a target. So I think just getting to feel so vulnerable out in the animal's territory was something you need to experience.
Were there any moments where you were like, oh, this is a bit close for comfort?
A lion roared at us, a male lion with like the huge, hair, beard looking male. Yeah. And they just sleep all day. It's the women that go out and hunt. Crazy. But yeah, having a male lion roar at us was pretty terrifying, where even our guy was like, yeah, we should probably go now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But they think of the Jeep as one unit. So they see this massive, like 10-foot tall unit creature, and they don't just see the individual people unless like you get out. So it's rare that they would like attack a Jeep, but doesn't mean you don't think they could when you're out there.
Yeah. Just quickly though, I love doing this podcast. If it's positively impacted you in some way and you would like to support us, please subscribe. By subscribing, it allows us to build a much bigger base of listeners, which results in better guests, better production, and a better show overall. Alternatively, please take a look at the affiliate links of the products that I use and love in the comments below, and consider purchasing using those links. They'll give you a discount, and they'll also provide the podcast a small kickback. These are two very easy ways for you to support us as we continue to grow the podcast that we absolutely love doing. Thank you for your support. And now back to the episode. I want to move on to luxury travel and hacking travel.
Okay.
So you posted a video flying in a $20,000 first class suite, showering on the plane, eating caviar. But honestly, how much of that did you actually pay for?
You know what's funny? Which time are you talking about? I feel like such a brat. And I have to give a caveat. I traveled 7 years back of the plane, like cheapest flight possible. But, you know, I got to a place in my life where I can afford it. I figured out travel hacks, made the right connections, and learned how to do it properly. So I'm not like a snob.
No, of course not. Of course
but
not.
Which time are you referring to? Do you even know?
Anytime.
You know okay. How do I get those nice seats?
Yeah, you can give us a few examples.
Yeah, I mean, even this year, I had to fly from Bali to New York last minute. Mm-hmm. Saw points for, it was like 90,000 points to fly business class one way. And I knew that from being in this world for a while now, I know what's a good deal. And that's a pretty good deal. So jumped on it and transferred credit card points from Amex directly to Qatar, which is Avios, and then booked it right there on the spot. So I think it's just knowing partner airlines, staying loyal to one group of airline loyalty points, whether that's One World, whether that's Star Alliance, because then it's very easy to transfer within those airlines. So for example, I think it's like British Airways and Qatar are both Star Alliance. Don't quote me on this, but like they're part of the same thing. Yeah. And recently built credit card, which a lot of us in New York, at least, or in America, used to pay rent. They had a promotion where if you transferred your points, you get like 2x your credit card points to miles. So on those days when you see promotions, like sign up for new email newsletters to your favorite airlines, and they'll send out promotions when they'll send out emails when they're having promotions of when's a good time to transfer points. So I look for those and then just unload all of my points.
Yeah. What do you think the benefit and the value of flying first class is?
It's a combination of like looking forward to your flight, and it just makes it so much better, but also sleep, where I still sometimes will like pay cash if I have to upgrade if it's a good deal, where like I'll buy economy and then maybe it's like bid, and I'll put in a bid. And that happened recently going to Portugal, where it was an overnight flight, and then I had something busy that day where I'd rather not lose a day. As you get older and like into your, you know, in my early 30s now, like you want to have the most amazing, memorable days. And if I had to sit in the back of the plane and maybe had to sit like middle seat, I would have no sleep. The next day would be horrible. And I used to be able to do that when I was 23, even 28. But now if I can avoid having a bad day, there's a price for that I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, this is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but like $1,000. If I can make sure I have an amazing day in Portugal that I'm going out there to do, instead of having a horrible day for that first day, it's worth it to me.
Yeah. What do you think the minimum cutoff is for you for a business class upgrade just to pay?
All right. So I do have principles of how long a flight is, which air, like I have this broken down so that I know on the spot how to make the decision. Cause sometimes when it's like upgrade here, I can know what my willingness is to do that. But if it's a long haul flight, like, you know, I flew over 110,000 miles this year. It was around the world like 9 times. So yeah, and it was over 10 days of travel. So for me, if it's under $1,000 to go from economy up to business, I will do it.
What about a minimum flight?
Like what's the shortest flight?
Time that you would accept it, $1,000 upgrade?
Ooh, I don't know. If it's something 6 hours, I'll sit economy, of course. Like I'll sit economy going anywhere. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But if I have a choice, I love, that's my one thing. Like I live in a apartment that is financially below my means, but business class flights is something that just makes me really happy. You do it once and it's really hard to go back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 6'4" and it's funny. My motivation to become successful is honestly almost predicated in a big percentage just so I can not have to sit in economy, because it is fucking miserable. Mm-hmm. And going back to Australia, it's 16 hours.
Yeah.
6'4", 16-hour flight.
That's brutal.
Economy, it's tough.
Yeah. So I will say the first time I flew legit business class, I did pay for it cash, which was like $6,000 round trip. And from there, I was like, I need to figure out credit card points so I can do this, but for way cheaper. And now I've rarely ever paid for business class. And it's always like the most cost effective way is usually buying economy and then upgrading with points.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of like been the most common way to go about it. Or sometimes just finding out, you'll see deals where it's like 80,000 points to fly from New York to Australia, and just knowing how to find those deals.
Yeah. So, I mean, explain the points game to us briefly. What are the 2 or 3 credit cards you actually carry in your wallet right now?
Amex Platinum, because on travel you get 5x points. So when you are even buying an economy flight, you're getting 5x the points, or when you're booking hotels. So for that one, I probably rack up the points the quickest. Mm-hmm. And then Built credit card, which is great for paying your rent. It's the only credit card I know of where you're getting points for paying rent. The third one, it's the Visa, has like a couple good cards that I have for my business account that I use. And that one's only 100 here. I think it's just business preferred. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. Visa business preferred. It's $100 for the year, but you still get like 3x points on most things. So I think it's just looking at what you spend a lot of your money on and then finding out what credit card is good for that. Another tip I'll actually say that's really good that a lot of people don't know. This is for the entrepreneurs out there. So when I started my company, Beleaf Tea, it's probably stupid, but the first thing I did was get an Amex Gold card because it's 4x points on Facebook ad spend.
Oh, nice.
So if you're spending $1,000 a month on Facebook or Meta ads, that's, a lot of points right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, when I came to New York, the first thing I did was I got a Chase Sapphire Reserve and I got an Amex Platinum. Yeah. And I've not been as good at racking up the points naturally, but I really focus on the bonus, the beginning bonuses. Yep. So when I come back next year, I'm going to then also get the Amex Platinum Business and the Chase Sapphire Reserve Business. Mm-hmm. And then you get another 400,000 points there across like 6 months. Yeah. That's where I've really dialed it in. So it's like knowing when you have a big expense coming up and then to open one 100%. And I would even say the bonus can vary by the day because it's like an algorithm targeting you, or like maybe it's 200,000 today and then you go back tomorrow and they like bumped it down to 100. But if you like use different VPNs or kind of wait a little bit, they'll come back to you with like 250 and be like, all right, if you pull trigger now, we'll give this to you. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And another really good hack that I heard is every year when the renewals coming up, because the renewals for these cards are generally pretty expensive, but if you get all the points there, it's worth it. And you travel, you make your money back pretty comfortably. Maybe say a month or a few weeks before the renewal date, calling them and going, I'm going to cancel. What are you going to do about it? And then maybe they waive the fee, but most of the time they don't waive the fee, or be like, give me another 100,000 points or I'll leave.
Wow, you like hold them at gunpoint.
Why not? They want you there, especially if you probably drop like fucking, I don't know, 10 grand a month. Like, yeah,
I spend over 6 figures on travel.
Exactly.
A
year. So that's worth it to them.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. I'm gonna teaching me something.
That's what we're here for.
Hold them hostage.
You go to Amex, go with a gun.
Give me all the credit card points.
I know you got them somewhere. I want to hear about Qatar Airways Q Suite. Apparently it's voted the best in the world. Is it actually worth the hype, or is it just a fancy chair?
Qatar is the best. The Middle East knows hospitality better than anyone. It's indescribable. You have to experience it for yourself. I would say Qatar and Emirates economy, so good. Like if I'm flying economy across the world for 16 hours, I'm doing that. No problem.
And the air hostesses tend to be really attractive, I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely. Emirates, definitely, they know how to pick them for sure. But the Qatar Q Suite was one of the first ever business classes that I've flown. And that's what made me fall in love with business class.
Yeah.
Because you have like your own room, you have a sliding door, there's a vibrating chair button, which I've never seen on an airplane before. And then just the food, like I'm eating lobster tails, I'm eating steak. You can order as much food as you want to. So it's just like an open buffet. Like I probably got my money's worth just from like the amount of delicious food I ate.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Our mutual friend Jordan Tuali got in a bit of hot water from ordering all the food.
Yeah, maybe don't order
that?
everything like he did. Like he literally ordered one of everything.
People were hating on him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he like ate food that other people were supposed to, but they couldn't say no. But yeah, so maybe limit it to like 3 or 4 meals.
Yeah.
I will say though, Emirates, I love because they have a bar on the plane. So you go to the back of the bar and it's only for business and first class. And yeah, you can just like hang out at the lounge. You can meet really cool people.
That's the other thing. The networking opportunities in business and first class, even in the lounge, is potentially valuable. Potentially, if you've got a business or a way to funnel people into working together, that could in itself be worth more than the cost.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I remember I was flying business sitting at the bar, and the one person I talked to was the president and CEO of Corcoran Real Estate here in New York. If you know Corcoran, I think it was founded by Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. And yeah, it's just like the people that are there are the people you want to be around. Remember, I was also flying Emirates home that same trip, and one of the founders of Ethereum was on our flight. I didn't get to like go say hi to him, but the bartender was like, yeah, like
that's the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Those are the people and the circles you want to be around. So it makes it worth it once you are a young professional or any age, really, once you're in the working world. Yeah,
that's similar to New York as well. Like pay to be in the right rooms is a maxim you hear over and over again in the business space, especially as you're coming up.
100%.
So what's the wildest amenity you've received on a plane? Like pajamas, a chef, anything crazy?
All right. So this was probably my favorite experience in my career I've gotten to do. So yeah, like I'm a travel YouTuber and I have now a lot of relationships with a lot of big airlines, but it's usually some type of, sometimes they'll upgrade me or some, there's little things, never paid. But this summer I got hired by Lufthansa, a paid campaign to make a video about their newest first class, which they have 3 seats and they booked out all 3 of them just for me. And I was actually flying with our mutual friend, Joe. Yeah. And they didn't even they put him in business class. And I got to bring him up like when we were in the flight, like to sit with me because my seat was like a room. But that was the wildest experience of my life. From eating sushi to having like a full dining room sized table in my room that him and I can eat and play cards at. What else? We were eating caviar. We're drinking the finest wines and just having everyone in that first class has a stewardess to themselves. So I had like multiple to myself.
Did you have a shower?
Was insane. That one didn't have a shower. Emirates has
plane
the shower.
Shower is so good. What a concept. I've never had a plane shower. But
yeah. That's on my bucket list. Etihad, which is from Abu Dhabi.
Etihad? No.
Etihad, yeah. Which is from Abu Dhabi in the UAE. They have this one seat called the Residence, and it's a full room where you have a living room, your own private bathroom with a shower, and then a bedroom all in one seat. So that's next. That's coming up.
When are we getting on the PJ, the private jet?
I think that a better experience is, I haven't flown private, but from what I've heard, it seems like flying first or business is almost a better experience.
Really?
No?
I don't know. I haven't flown either.
I guess I'm not one to talk, but I don't know. I don't know how it could get any better. I guess having it all to yourself. Yeah. So next time I'm on the podcast, hopefully I have that experience.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm happy with just flying business. Not gonna lie.
Peasant.
I'm glad we're talking about this because I hope I'm not coming across too much like a snob. No.
Because I am extremely grateful. Business. It's your game.
It is. So I'm extremely grateful that this is what I get to do for work.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
It's very aspirational, and that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't experience this, and they get to hear about the stories that they might not experience.
Right.
Or maybe they learn something and they eventually get to experience it.
Right. No, it's so true.
Through Amex, use my code that one time.
Exactly.
Probably won't work if you put it in, but
hey, you both usually get 20,000 points, so it might be worth it.
There you go. Do you have an affiliate with Amex?
I do. I remember I had like a viral video about how to get a cheap business class seat using Amex, and I put in my referral thing. And I maxed it out right away.
Oh, really?
So I think that video got 4 million views.
Oh, wow. They max it out on
you?
you?
They cap it at like 200,000 a year or something.
Rude.
Yeah.
You got to talk to someone at Amex to get that release.
I'll hold them hostage.
Yeah.
Like, let me have 1 million points.
Okay, let me in the vault.
Or I'm leaving.
So before we move on to the next segment, I want to ask you a really important question that I think everyone is wondering.
Let's hear it.
Have you ever joined the Mile High Club?
Wow. I will say this. Yes. But it's not the Mile High Club you think. I ran a mile on the plane. I'm not even joking.
So disappointed in that.
I was flying the world's longest flight from New York City to Singapore, 19 and a half hours. And that's not healthy for your body. I'm a runner. I need to move. I'm also just have bad ADD. So I decided I was going to do, I think it was like 60 laps around the plane. And I hit a mile.
Autistic kid running around.
So it depends on your definition of what the Mile High Club is. But yes, the other one, no.
Not yet.
No.
How would you logistically do that, do you think? As a travel expert, how would you logistically join the Mile High Club?
Easy ways how to do it, but all right. So this you could probably go to jail for because I'm not saying do this, but like Qatar Q suites, if you're both sitting business class, the door can come down in between you. So you have one big bed. And you have like your own little room. So technically you could, but I have a good relationships with Qatar Airways. So I want to specify I'm not encouraging this. You would probably go to jail because they're so strict with that stuff.
Is it illegal?
They definitely have very strict laws with like.
Oh, because of Qatar as a country?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like in the Middle East, it's very disrespectful to show public affection, even holding hands.
Unless you're married, right? Even then?
I believe so. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, like out of respect, like I don't want to go to a country and do something that isn't respectful to them.
Sure.
So if you were
which airline are we going to logistically make this work?
Maybe like a European one. I feel like they encourage it there in Europe. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any tips and be held liable.
I flew business class on Qantas and I made friends with this.
Wait, have you joined?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, there was this. I don't think they were just going on a trip together. They weren't actually dating, but it was me on the window seat and they had the two middle business seats and I slept, and in the overnight period, they had sex in those seats.
That's impressive.
I was like, so that's how you do it.
That's it.
I have to get two business class seats on a long haul 16-hour flight. And when everybody's asleep, that's when you go for it.
It'll just cost you about $10,000.
It's probably worth it for the story. Or 120,000 points with the right moves.
That's it. If you use Adam's code.
Yes, sir. Because your code's full.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want to move on to the reality of the dream life. Like people see the edited versions of your life and probably think it's perfect. What's the biggest misconception that people have about being a full-time travel YouTuber?
I will say, I think all humans can always want more or to live a happier life or look at someone else's and compare themselves. but I am so grateful for this to be my job and the life I get to live from it. And I will say it does come with a lot of stresses. And I think that just comes with being a creator, someone who is very passionate about what they do and just cares, where I love creating YouTube videos more than anything. And it becomes stressful for that reason, because I don't want to let down my audience. I want to make sure I'm posting consistently. I want to make sure that I'm putting out stuff that I'm proud of. And, you know, there's times where even I was in Costa Rica not even 2 weeks ago, and I was up until 3:30 in the morning editing a video to then post the next day at like 8 a.m. And that video in particular, I wish I had more time to do. It's just like very stressful. So it's like, sure, I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep that night and then post that video, have an awesome day in Costa Rica, get to film and do all this. But a lot of the times it's a lot of late nights and early mornings. And there's this saying that I love, which is, if you don't want a 9 to 5, be prepared to hustle 24/7.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what being a YouTuber is about. The content never sleeps.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. What are some strategies you use to stay on top of it mentally?
Yeah. So building I emphasize on the small team, because having a big team as a creator, I've done, and it is just stressful. That's even more work, and you're micromanaging, and it's just not something I'm looking to do for a creator business. Other businesses, of course, but for the creator business, keeping it as lean as possible. But I recently had my editor leave to go focus on his own thing, and, you know, so stoked for him that I can be a stepping stool to get him to his dream. But right now it's just me and someone else on my team who's been helping out with the editing, but we don't have like a main lead editor. So I'm doing a lot of it myself. So now actively hiring that. So anyone listening that is a great Class A editor, hit me up. We are hiring for that position. So it's just being on top of time management and also hiring the right people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So speaking of that, speaking of like the money component, people would love to do what you do, but how do you actually fund travel content creation in the early days before actual deals roll in?
Yeah. Back when I had like 5,000 subscribers, I went heavily onto travel for at least a couple months, where I went fully nomadic and just traveled for about 6 months. And
did you have a lot of savings in that time?
I would say I had about maybe $4,000.
Not much.
Yeah, not much. But I had a business. So I owned a clothing company that was in a big chain store called Zoomies. And as soon as I figured out how to run that business remotely, I left the country. Because it's a lot cheaper to live in other parts of the world, especially in Asia where I went, than living in New York City. But something I've learned is that it's not about the money you're saving, it's about the money you're missing out on. And that's what made me want to come back to New York after traveling, because I knew that if I was here, I'd be in the right ecosystems, be in the right rooms to grow to the amount of money I wanted to.
Yeah.
So all that to say, how did I fund those trips back then? It was from doing my own business on the side that I could operate, but then still spend a lot of my time and energy doing YouTube, because that was my biggest passion. Like, the clothing company was great for the time, and I was very excited about it then, but YouTube, I loved. Like, there's nothing that still to this day gives me more life than making YouTube videos and traveling.
So how long into that spark of the passion and actual break-even profitability was it?
On content creation?
Yeah.
So I guess like at first I wasn't really documenting the cash of it, because I was like, oh, I just want to travel anyway. I want to make YouTube videos, and it wasn't really making any money. Like, you know, we're talking 50 to $100 a month in AdSense, no brand deals yet. But then I got really lucky where when I had about 15,000 subscribers, this was also just due to being in New York and having the right connections.
How long did it take you to get to 15,000 subscribers from when you started committing to it?
I would say 2016, I like started posting consistently. And then
What's consistently?
every day or every other day. I did that for a couple months and then I like slowed it down a little bit, but that got me momentum. And then in 2017, I was still posting like every day, every other day, as much as I could. And then by the end of 2017, I had about 15,000 subscribers. So I would say it was about 2 years, let's call it. And then I got a opportunity from Sony to make a video for their newest, it was almost like a GoPro. And I got a $10,000 budget to make the video, which $10,000 when you're like 23 or 24 is like $1 million now.
Yeah.
It was life-changing. I had never seen $10,000 before in like my bank account or anything.
Yeah.
So to be able to get that opportunity, I decided to spend all of it and bring my best friend, who was also an aspiring creator, to Thailand with me to film the video.
Was that a good investment?
Yes.
Hindsight?
100%, 1000%. Like I wished at the time, I was like, oh, I wish I saved more and budgeted out this production properly. But that solidified that I knew for the rest of my life, I wanted to make travel videos because I never to this day like felt more alive than that moment right there. From like the moment of getting the email saying how I got it, the deal, to going out there, filming it, to editing it, to putting like so much blood, sweat and tears into that video. I knew that I just found the love of my life.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sick. We have had very different life experiences.
How so?
Like I was at 23, I was living at home, studying engineering and business, and owned a nightclub and had 100 grand saved.
Wow. US or Australian?
Australian.
It's like
I mean,
60.
I wasn't thinking US.
Still a lot more than I had.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I didn't start making good money until I was about 27, 28.
Yeah.
Like, I guess like 27 was when I like had 6-figure years, but then it exponentially grew pretty quick.
Yeah. See, I had 6-figure years from like 22 onwards.
Okay.
And then it peaked at like 2019, 2020. And then it has not come back anywhere near since.
Hey, not yet, but you're doing all the right steps to get you there.
Everything's
You're in
changed.
New York now.
The whole world changed from then on. So I feel like where you felt at 22, but now at 33.
Hey.
And it's a weird place to be, going from the complete opposite of just like easy, chill life, just cruising along to now it's like, oh, I'm like hustling, but I'm in my 30s. Hey,
it's so cool though that like you're building your life story that we all have, and some people go through different phases and chapters. And yeah, so for my like early to mid 20s is a lot different than yours, but it's going to be so cool in 2 decades from now to look back on and tell these stories of like the different phases. And it's like, oh yeah, 33, like I was broke or not making good money. And like before that I was like making great money. And then when I hit 35, like everything exploded. So I think we're all living our stories in different ways, but at the end of the day, we're going to have such unique stories to tell.
Definitely. I mean, the difference also was like YouTube is a very scalable business because of the internet. Like what I was doing was not scalable and I hit my ceiling pretty quickly. Yeah. I think what I got to financially was without adding a significant amount of risk, was about where I was going to stay. Okay. And then what I did was I added a significant amount of risk and it didn't work out. And all in all, after liquidating everything to pay back debts, I probably lost about $500,000.
Wow.
Yeah, Australian. So 300.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Still a lot of money.
Yeah. So it was, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
But now I'm switching, right? I'm switching into more scalable projects like media and content. So I'm in your, that's probably why I feel like your 23-year-old version of you, because I am your 23-year-old version of you in this industry.
Hey, that is such a great place to be. Life is so exciting. Like you're just like so hungry and want to.
Because I have no money to eat.
Literally and figuratively hungry. Yeah. So I think that you're in the greatest city in the world to like be able to have this escalate quicker than it could elsewhere.
For sure. And I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you think about the algorithm changing and your income disappearing overnight with having all of your business tied into something like YouTube or Instagram?
More so with Instagram. No shade to, the platform as a whole or Zuck, but I feel like they're changing it so much, so often that it's really difficult to want to be a sole Instagram creator.
Yeah.
So I do it, but I feel like there's a lot more risk there. So if you are a sole Instagram or a TikToker, I think you're in greater risk and should be looking at a platform like YouTube. And I think YouTube has, I've been doing this for a decade and it's pretty damn consistent.
And it's getting better, it seems.
Yeah, the ad revenue has only gotten better. The algorithm, sure, it changes, but if you make all it really changes is packaging your video.
Yeah.
Where I still just make these adventure videos and I just have to maybe package them a little bit differently than I would 5 years ago. And it still has a great chance of getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
So I think any advice for creators out there is if you're just doing Instagram, to maybe be looking at other platforms as well.
Yeah. Yeah. On top of,
not stopping it, of course.
Yeah.
But I would say look at YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever experienced travel burnout where you're in paradise or in an amazing country and you just hated it?
No.
It's all love.
Yeah. I don't know if I've been to cities maybe that I would never go back to, but I've never been to a country that I would not go back to.
Yeah. Not
saying I'm itching to go back to Costa Rica where I just was because I just was there. But yeah, no, I love it so much. I'll actually say how I decided this last week because it's been in the back of my mind for a while, but I am leaving New York. I'm giving up my apartment in January and I'm going to go fully nomadic for a bit. New York is home. I will be back. I'll be here for sure this summer. My family's all here, but I think as much as I believe everyone should live 1 year in New York City in their life, I believe everyone should go nomadic for a year in their life to go explore the world, to learn more about yourself. So I'm very excited for this. I did 6 months when I was, fresh out of college, and now just about 10 years later, I'm finishing the job and going to go nomadic for anywhere from 4 months to 12 months.
Amazing. What are you thinking? Where are you going to go?
I have a checklist of certain things I want to do, from getting my free diving certifications and go to Tulum to do that, to spending some time in Bali, which is great for recharging, going to the gym and having a bit of a routine, eating healthy food, but want to go to a lot of new countries. One of the first countries I plan to hit is Iraq. So I'll mix it between posting up in places to then quicker exploration trips. So maybe I'll only be in Iraq for a week, but then maybe I'm in Australia for 3 weeks. But yeah, I'm so excited. It feels like I was 21 again and preparing for that trip. So even right now, just going through my checklist of things I need to do before I head out, it's giving me so much life, and I'm so excited about this. But I will be back in New York. New York is home. I'm lucky I'm in a great place where I can get an apartment whenever I want and, get back to that routine of life here. But for right now, this is just, I know I'll regret it. Has there ever been anything, maybe for you, it was to move to New York from Australia, but when you're thinking about something for months, even a year, I think of it as my future self calling me, telling me to pick up and go do that thing. Otherwise, I'll regret it. So that's what is the catalyst in me knowing I need to go fully nomadic right now.
And if it hasn't gone away after 6 months or a year of thinking about it, it's probably
at
least exploring it.
It's something that you probably won't regret then.
Yeah. The framework that I used to come to New York was once I realized once the seed had planted and I thought, hey, maybe I want to come here. I thought to myself, I've got two paths. I've got stay in Australia, just continue as is, get married, meet somebody, have some kids, live maybe in my hometown or move to Melbourne. I don't know. Or take the leap on this New York trip with some indications that it would be okay, that I built some initial positive momentum. And when I'm 80 years old, looking back at this moment and these decisions, which of the two options will lead to better stories and will I regret less, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty easy one when you go back to that frame.
That's exactly how I think of it too. Yeah. It's like if you're 99 years old on your deathbed and can come back to right now, what would you do?
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I would regret this if I didn't do it. Like I worked so hard this past decade to be able to get paid to travel the world that I know if I didn't like get to go fully nomadic and just to get to feel so free. Cause again, like I worked so hard to be able to live a life where I'll be able to make a great living while doing this.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to switch gears into Beleaf.
Yeah.
So you launched your organic tea brand called Beleaf, right? Why start with a physical product when you already have a channel, a successful YouTube channel, mind you?
It was also one of those things where I had it in the back of my mind for a while from traveling around the world. You know, tea is the most consumed drink in the world, but not in America. Yeah, there we go. Adam's drinking some Beleaf right now. And I wanted to bring tea to America in like a fun, cool way and also a healthy way and like the wellness aspect of it. So all of our teas have more of a functional purpose than just a random like black tea. Yeah. It's more, we have our like ginger, lemon with L-theanine and honey and green tea and turmeric. Then we also have like our sleepy time tea that has magnesium and chamomile and adaptogens and licorice. So it was more creating a tea that I thought the people of America would mostly love, as well as like bringing a fun brand to it. But to answer your question of like why a physical product, honestly, just wanted to go for it with like a challenge. I had my clothing and skateboard business when I was in my early 20s. And I learned so much from that now I get to apply to this and I'm already learning even more. So it's almost like it's my college MBA for entrepreneurship now. And now I have a lot more exposable cash that I don't have to worry about it like I did with my first business because I was living off of everything I was doing. So I was spending so less in bootstrapping almost to a point, not almost, to a point where it hurt the company. Yeah. Because I was like, why would I spend this $1,000 here where I need that to pay my rent?
Yeah, that's tough.
So now it's like I can put in, tens of thousands of dollars and not really have to expect to make that money back anytime soon.
Yeah, or ever.
Ideally at some point. But I'm still in the black by like probably like 40 grand now. We're having a lot of sales, which is great.
That's great. Do you mean in the red or in the black?
The red, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being in the red, you released a video titled "My Business Got Sued." What actually happened?
Okay. That was with my clothing company. I was 22 and I didn't know anything about intellectual property. I thought that you could put anything on a t-shirt and sell it. And what I did was my favorite artist, Keith Haring, legendary New Yorker, he had like, he has this like signature stick figure looking figurine. And I wanted to put that on a Fortune shirt and like make it a collab. So me and one of my friends designed this dope shirt and sweater and we called it the Keith Haring times Fortune. Fortune was my company. Keith Haring times Fortune collab, but it had no association to Keith Haring. At this time, it was our first order from the chain store Zoomies, which is in every mall in America. And I get a cease and desist from the Keith Haring Foundation saying that I need to like pretty much light on fire all of the products and stop selling it immediately. So again, I'm like 22. I don't know anything about lawyers. I don't have a lawyer. Like I have no money. I'm shipping these out of my mom's garage, but this was like literally my first order to Zoomies. And I have to go to them and tell them, hey, we need to take that down. And I need to like buy back all of that because Keith Haring Foundation is telling me they'll sue me for all this money if I don't. So what I did was freak out. And then I had to just bite the bullet and start working on new designs that were 100% my IP. So it sounds stupid now saying it out loud, but like we all make mistakes. Like when you're 22, just like figuring it out. Cause I would have got away with it if I wasn't in Zoomies. That's how they found out. The moment it went on zoomies.com, they, I guess, have something in their system that registers something just got added to a website with Keith Haring's name.
Yeah, that's usually.
And then we got the cease and desist literally like that same week. So I think looking back, I'm not like I wouldn't say I regret it. Like I had to learn that lesson somewhere.
Yeah.
If it wasn't then, it would have happened later.
Yeah. And
I had no experience in business. I, just graduated from college studying finance. Like I didn't know what I was doing. But now it'll never happen again.
Different problems.
And also companies do that and then just like fight the cease and desist and like will like let it prolong for as long as possible.
And just keep selling through.
Just keep selling through until like it hits a point that they're really going to get sued.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing it for that reason, but there are times that like Burger King or McDonald's, like the companies will like streetwear companies will do a spin-off and it's not a McDonald's collab. And yeah, they'll maybe get a cease and desist and then they'll prolong it for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's a good point. Where if you're a scrappy startup, dealing with bigger companies and intellectual property issues, there's a minimum hurdle of probably 50 grand for the people trying to sue you of their costs to stop whatever you're doing. And it's not a quick process. So a lot of small companies, you can just delay it. So maybe you could have sold through and then be like, sorry.
Right.
We're done now. And they're probably not going to sue you.
Yep. And all I had to do was not put his name in it.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why a lot of companies can get through with those using other companies' logos or IPs, and a collab like that when it's not an official collab is just from not calling it.
Yeah.
In the name.
Yeah. Were you scared?
Oh, I was terrified. I'll never forget it. I was 22. I was solo traveling Europe. I was in Austria in a hostel and I get that email. And again, you're like 6 hours ahead than in America there or in New York. And it was late at night. I'm about to go to bed. And I remember jumping out of my hostel bed, going into the lobby and calling my stepmom who works who's a compliance officer. And she's like, oh shit. Like, yeah, we gotta like not sell that. And she did like help calm me down. She's a great motherly figure. So she like helped me like at least sleep through the night. But I was freaked out where I was like, ended my trip early and like went back and had to just get rid of that product.
Yeah. Did you think it was over?
I didn't think it was over, no, because I just got like I was a little worried about what would happen with Zoomies because they were probably like 75% of the business.
Yeah.
So they were luckily super cool about it and like understood, and they've had that happen before.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, no problem. And then gave them new designs, but those shirts and hoodies did sell so well. So that was kind of sad. Yeah.
Damn.
What happened was actually, it was my second order from them. The first order, they put me in 5 stores. It did so well. They doubled it to 10 right away. And then that's when that happened.
Yeah.
But luckily they still kept me in 10 stores. Then eventually we were in like 200 stores.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you think anyone can become a successful entrepreneur, or do you have to be a little bit crazy?
Yeah, you definitely have to be an idealist. You have to not have limitations on yourself. You have to not be so deep in your mind. You can't be an overthinker. So for me, I think like the best traits are people that aren't afraid to fail and not afraid to be outcasts, that have crazy big ideas that they're not afraid to act on them. So it has a lot to do with creativity and being a risk taker. If you're a creative person and you're not afraid to take risks, those are 2 of the key things to being an entrepreneur. But yeah, if you love having a steady paycheck, if you don't mind working 9 to 5, if you want to just live like a more stable life, then entrepreneurship's probably not for you, because it's none of that. Like if you like having a lot of sleep and all that, like, and can't handle stress well, maybe just get a normal job, because entrepreneurship, definitely not sleeping much. You're definitely having risks every single day where your one decision for the day could jeopardize tens of thousands of dollars or someone's job or XYZ. So it's a very stressful thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But you got to love it. And I live for that. Like necessarily find it so stressful. I find it more like exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I think back, there was one lesson I noticed. Like I've always thought pretty highly of myself on like an intellectual level. You know,
Yeah,
and
you're a great guy.
Thanks, man. But I had this small amount of success in my small city, and I would watch these people that I just thought were really dumb, blow past me and make decisions that I thought were like kind of stupid. And then like these people weren't very smart in my head, and they were making decisions that I didn't think were that good. And then, but what they did have was the risk-taking desire and a really good work ethic where they just hustled. And they created, these people that I didn't think were smart created good business outcomes just by having a real red hot crack and hustling. And I'm sitting there thinking like I'm also, you know, so smart and clever and have all these great ideas, and these people are blowing past me. And it really made me wonder like, okay, what are the important things to being successful? And then I lost a boatload of money just going a little bit too far down the other end of the spectrum. So there's a fine line.
Yeah, there is.
There's a fine line. So what do you think the biggest tip is for a new entrepreneur that is trying to get in the game, but is struggling to see results yet?
I will say from experience in every, I guess, different project business that I've been a part of, it's always gotten easier. Where even with Beleaf, I had to stay up really late, wake up really early, getting a lot of the first parts of the business going. And now it's like sailing a little bit more smoothly. I'm not having to do that as much. And now I'm like starting to freelance, hire out people. So I will say in the beginning, you're probably going to have to eat shit and like just man up, get through it and get it done yourself. But in a year, 2 years time, it should be a lot easier. You should have delegated more of that. You should have systems running. So I would say building systems that can help you run without you having to do everything.
Yeah. I want to touch on New York City. So you are the guy for New York City, it seems. What is the biggest tourist trap in the city that everyone falls for, but it's actually trash?
Oh, there's a lot of those. I mean, Times Square is just a bunch of billboards. And like,
It makes no sense.
It makes no
it's
sense.
Peak end capitalism.
Yeah.
It honestly makes a lot of sense knowing America. It is the epitome of America.
Yeah. Just flashy lights and
flashy ads. It's ads.
There is something that's inspiring by it that like, I mean, I can't remember the last time I did this, but when I was like newer to the city after college, I would like go there and just like go sit on a step on the big red steps and just like think. At night though, when there weren't a lot of people.
Okay.
But
it's definitely cooler at night than it is during the day.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I was actually in Times Square, but that one is somewhere you don't need to go more than once. Yeah. I don't know. When you live here, you don't see the tourist traps. You're not really going to a lot of the touristy places. So yeah, not too many. Do you have any?
Not really. Yeah. Probably Times Square is probably the only one as well.
Okay.
Okay. So where should people go instead? Give us Brett Conti's secret spot.
Ooh, I would say, to be honest, if you're coming here as a tourist and like you want to really experience it, I would say the East Village. Some of my favorite restaurants are in the East Village or Lower East Side, and it's a more raw, authentic New York experience. So you could say like, what is it, like the Citizen M Hotel or something like that? Great, semi-affordable hotel, but in a great location where you can walk to all of the best restaurants. You could be around more New Yorkers. When you're in that area of the East Village, you don't feel like you're in, Midtown or in a tourist-centric place. So I would say East Village area.
What are your favorite New York City restaurants?
I would say I love like Little Frankie's and Frank's. I love L'Artusi. I'm saying a lot of Italian spots because I love Italian food as an Italian New Yorker. You and I went on a little man date the other day. We went to Kiki's in the Lower East Side. That was a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like East Village, Lower East Side, it's hard to find a bad restaurant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Do you think that New York City is as dangerous as the media portrays it to be? And what do you think the realities of living here are?
I've never felt unsafe. Maybe I used to live in the Bronx and that was a little bit sketchier.
Okay.
But like, I love the Bronx. Like,
really?
Yeah. Manhattan's my favorite borough, but second is the Bronx.
Really?
Yeah. Also, it's like a sweet spot. Like that's where my family migrated from Italy too. And
yeah,
like,
yeah.
There
is there a
was
big
like
Italian community there?
Yeah, yeah. There's a little Italy of the Bronx, Arthur Avenue. But I was not in that part wherein I was living there.
You're like, I was in the hood?
No. It was, you had to like be alert, but like, I will say Manhattan is safe.
Yeah.
Manhattan, super safe. Like I never felt unsafe here, but that doesn't mean bad things can't happen anywhere. So you do always have to be alert. I don't take the subway much, so I don't know what's new down there, but from what I've seen on the news there, it's been a little bit more tension, but again, I think it shouldn't stop you from coming to New York. It's not like it's a war zone or anything. It's somewhere that if you are very aware, you'll be fine.
I did get chased down the street by a crackhead in broad daylight at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
They're usually
recently.
just playing around though.
Nah,
like,
this guy was not playing around.
They're usually just like having fun with you.
He was just like chasing me through a bottle at me.
You know, he was having fun, you know?
just some
that's what makes New York
some
special.
Easy New York fun, you know? If you had to move out of New York and never return, where would you go?
I think I would do what I'm doing now, which is fully nomadic.
Okay, never again. No city ever again can have my heart.
I don't know. I think of this all the time, and maybe I'm going to get that answer from this new year of a lot of travel, but I don't know where else I could live. Like, how can you go from New York City to anywhere else? I can't go to another city.
Pretty sure that I've seen that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, there's New York or nowhere. I don't know if I could do a city. It would have to be some type of like beach, remote mountain town or something like that, because New York is by far the greatest city in the world.
Nice. So wrapping up, if you could go back to the kid just starting his YouTube channel with 0 subscribers, what would be the main piece of advice you'd give him?
If you really want it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. You have to really want it. I jeopardized so much to make it happen. I would have sleepless nights. I posted a video every single day. So I would just tell you, you can do it. No matter what your niche is, no matter what you look like, no matter how good your videos are, you can do it. It's just how bad do you want to do it?
Yeah.
So I think you're just going to have to sacrifice a lot of sleep, maybe some friendships from hanging out with people, and have to focus on this. But if you want it, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if this was the last interview ever and you had 60 seconds to leave a message for the world, what would you say?
Today is the youngest you'll ever be. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, just do it right now, because you might not get the chance in the future. So your future self will thank you for the actions you do today.
Yeah, I love that. Brett, thank you.
Adam, thank you, brother. We'll see you in part 3 where you join the Mile High Club.
You see me running up and down the street. And if you enjoyed this episode, please go to YouTube, search That One Time with Adam Metwally, and I will see you next week.